Hey YouTube, I just want to do a quick little video and a little review about my new bike. This is a 2014 Cannondale Supersix Evo. This particular trim is the Ultegra Racing Edition. This is actually one of my favorite bikes besides the high mod ones, but for the price point I really think you can't really beat it. I'll be going over some things like the frame, the group sets, and what comes with it, and what I think of it. I actually have about maybe 400 miles on the bike so far. Coming from I had a Madone 2.1 and a Giant TCR composite 1.2, so I'm pretty familiar with the Ultegras, and that's why I kind of opted for this one. Probably the best bang for the buck. But first off, this is not the high mod, but just a regular mod for Cannondale. Still extremely light. I think on Cannondale's website I found it just a hair under 17 pounds stock. And let me go over a couple things. This size in particular is a 54 centimeter size, so I'm about 5'9", so this one actually fits me really good. But first, the group set. We have the Shimano Ultegra 6800 11-speed. Very, very nice shifting set. In my old Giant, I did have the Ultegra, but the 67 10-speed version of it. And I can honestly say this one shifts a lot better. I think from what I read on forums, they did a little update on the mechanics of it, so it does shift quite a bit smoother, crisper. And here, a little picture of the rear brakes, rear seat stays, the 11-speed cassette, the rear derailleur here. And just in case you guys didn't know, the Cannondales, they don't really run on the normal Ultegra cranksets. They run on a BB30 bottom bracket. So almost all of them have some sort of FSA, or I think SRAM Red comes in a BB30, but this one's the Cannondale's hologram crankset. Still full speed ahead for the chain rings, but this one's, for my honest opinion, is very, very stiff. I can honestly say it's stiffer than the Ultegra crank from what I experienced this. Coming off and the TCR and onto this one, I noticed that right away. The only thing is just obviously if I were, I was thinking about upgrading to the Durace, and I would have to get an adapter, or obviously the other option was getting the Spider links for the crankset. That's the one crankset higher than this one that Cannondale offers. But so far it's really very good. Here's a little close-up on the front derailleur. See if it focuses on for you. Very, very nice bike. Very quick and responsive. A couple of things that I've changed so far. Obviously, here I got a quad lock mount, that connects to my phone. Very, very useful. Puts the phone right in my plain view, so in case I have a text message or just want to change a song on my my iPhone, pretty simple, and it's very, very sturdy. These things came with little O-ring O-bands here, but you get two little zip lines just to make sure that they don't it doesn't move on you. And then here we have a little Garmin front, a little holder that came with my Garmin Edge 510. You can actually place this thing like this, or they have a similar mount to this. But once again, I have the phone here and the Garmin normally placed here. When I bought the bike, I also got a set of these Zips Aero Compact handlebars in a 42 centimeter size. It makes the handlebars a little bit more narrow, and then if you can tell from the side view, makes this whole thing a little bit flatter. Helped out with my numb hands a little bit. I also have an extra set of an FSA compact aero bar too. I just haven't. I've been kind of just riding out the zip one first because I wasn't a big fan of the regular drop down bars that came with the bike. Let's see. That carries the front, at the back. You know, well, I got these neat little eBay carbon fiber bottle cages. Very, very light. They're only about 23 grams each, and they're only about like $23. So can't really complain. They've been holding up really great, actually. I was worried about them breaking or anything like that, or snapping. I'm pretty, you know, I carry the 2 Camelback 24-ounce insulated bottles at all times, so they've been holding up pretty good, and pretty good return on investment on that part. I have this little saddle bag here that I got a couple years ago. Seems kind of big, but it's actually not that bad. Actually, can carry all the stuff I need. So you can see I got an extra tube, I got a CO2 cartridge, I got the little plastic levers here, and a multi-tool in there. So everything you need in case you get a flat or need to adjust anything on your bike. And then I think the last part, well actually, the saddle. This bike came with a Pro Logo saddle. I'm not a big fan of them. You know, it wasn't very comfortable for myself and my sit bones. So I got this Physique Aliante. So, you know, it's a lot more comfortable for me. But obviously that's more of a personal choice. So if you like Physiques, you know, I know they have a couple different models. And then Pro Logo has a couple different models, and I've seen some other guys that I ride with ride a Bontrager too. So, you know, everyone to themselves. The wheels came with, I actually was very impressed with an FSA Energy alloy wheel set. I swapped them out for this Boyd Cycling Vitesse alloy wheels. One main reason why I switched over was these wheels are 23 millimeters wide, and I ride 25 millimeter tires, so it made it a little bit less of a mushroom over the 19 millimeter stock wheels that it came with the bike. So this seems to look a little bit better fit. And I've had really good experience with Boyd. I've had a set of carbon 38 millimeters that I had on my Giant, and I had to sell off to get this bike. So here I am. I found a good set on eBay, used. So can't really complain. For about $300, you can't really get a good solid alloy wheel set for that much. So glad I came across that when I did. And yeah, so far it's very, very stiff, very, very responsive, especially on the downhills. Very, very confident, inspiring. Get a nice little look. The fork, and this one, especially when I take it off to the trails. Any limestone, any crushed gravel trails, this is a lot more comfortable than my Giant. Once again, my Giant wasn't the TCR Advance, it was just a regular composite one. But these seat stays and chain stays are very, very comfortable. I think they call it the Speed Save technology. But very, very fat chain stays, and then very, very pancaked seat stays here. So it makes it very, very compliant. So I was surprised because I was expecting something harsher. So this is more of a racing orientation type of bicycle. You know, so far I have no complaints. I haven't had any creaking that is notorious for the BB30 cranks or anything like that. So I'm assuming it was installed correctly. This one comes with a 50-34 tooth. This one is the only one that comes with the Ultegra Racing Edition. They do have a just a regular Ultegra Edition. I think those come with a kind of a nice baby blue or a black color scheme. But I much prefer this black and white one. It's very similar to the 2012 High Mod models, which I was a big fan of. But this is obviously a little bit more affordable for me. And yeah, you know, other than I think the regular Altegras were slightly heavier due to a different crankset. Those just had a regular FSA non-hologram crankset, so you know, I'm not talking about a huge weight difference, but you know, everything, you know, kind of matters, especially when you're spending this kind of money. But yeah, you know, if you guys have any questions or anything that you want to comment, you know, please comment below on the YouTube channel, and then I'll try my best to answer any questions you might have about this bike. But very good experience.